Welcome back to another Team Soul and Circus video. Today we're here with a special deck. I played at the 3v3, not very good. We did not do too great. I blame my teammates though, definitely not this deck. You can't blame me. I'm not at fault. No, we did all right. But the deck definitely does have its problems. It also has some great power. But yeah, you can change some cards in here. This is just a base for what you can go on. But today we're going to go over Floowandereeze. So the main deck, 40 cards. You want to be as most consistent as possible. So we're going to get off. Everyone knows you're playing 2 M-Pen. Some people play 1 of these. I think you have to play 2. 2 is pretty standard though. It searches for your stuff. It's a floodgate. Everyone knows what these cards do. Super cheap now, by the way. They do have the supers, so you can get those. Play your Floowandereeze. We have the 3 Rabina standard. If you're not playing 3, you're doing something wrong. Your 3 Eaglin. We're just going to do it like that. I would say maybe your second best, one. I prefer something like Rabina. Everyone's, oh, Eaglin's the best. It searches for your M-Pen, your Rises. Rabina's the best. We all love Rabina. 1 Stree. Some people play 2 of it, but I just don't see the need. I like just the 1. It is probably one of your most relevant. If this card does get taken away from you or gets banished, or not gets banished, if it gets banished face down, something like that, or if it's in the graveyard, you're kind of screwed there. So definitely try not to get this hit in the graveyard. This actually got hit off of a redoer, and that felt real bad. So, and then we have a Toucan. This card's pretty decent. It also got rare upgrade into an ultra. I wish it was a super, but what can we do? I don't know why they did it that way, but it is what it is. Maybe it's going to be a super in OTS 20. We shall see. That's it for the Floowandereeze monsters. Now we have the non-Floowandereeze monsters, but the Floowandereeze name. We have Rise of the Mega Monarch. This is just your card that bounces. Card's insane. Important to note, this doesn't get its effects if you do use it for the with the field spell, or not field spell, the Unexplored Winds. It doesn't get its effect. It's not considered a tribute summon, so important to know. Apex Avion, he's your negate. You could put this on the side. I understand why you don't really want to always play it in the main, but I play it in the main just for this. And we have our Bear Statue. Block people out, only be able to summon wins. Pretty good. Then we have the Smorg package. I opted to play the Smorg package. We have 3 Smorg Perfection, as well as the spell, which we're going to get to later. Helps you chain block, and helps you chain block twice. So really good if you don't have another Floowandereeze monster in your banish zone. Protects your stuff and protects Gamma, which is really relevant. So that's why we play it. And then we play the 3 D-Shifter. Everyone loves, hates this card. Card definitely should get banned. This is insane. As you guys can see in one of the videos later on this week, you can actually bounce this back with Ryza and reuse it. Kind of BMing, to be honest. But yeah, they look great in the ultra rare, gotta say. CU rare does look nice, but I prefer ultra for this for sure. But yeah, I think this card's completely fair because it's dead after turn 1 pretty much. But the fact that you can just reuse it kind of makes this deck feel pretty bad. But yeah. And then we have this is the Spice. We are playing the 3 Cherries. So this only really comes up because the fact that you don't really need your extra deck as much. I was testing this out. We're in a format that's so dependent about some of your cards, like for example, Chillman's Kit, or Sprite Starter, or Sprite Gigantic, as well as Sprite Elf. And then at our locals, there's a matchup you can hit the rivals if you're playing versus Cyberse, or if you're playing against Sword Soul, you could hit a Baron or something like that, or even hitting a Zeus if you're playing against a deck that can spit that out. As well as we have a lot of Math Mech at our locals, so being able to use the Allen version and stopping that is huge, because they have to get 3 bodies on field to summon out the other one. So yeah, I definitely like cherries. If you know what your locals is, definitely try them out. And we're playing the 3 map. Card's absolutely crazy. Don't know what else to say. This card's insane. We play 3 Advent. This card's also extremely insane in price now. It's like $25 each. I can't believe it. You know, the deck was very, very cheap, and then a lot of people started picking it up, so they did bump up the price of Advent in the case. But yeah, this card's very, very good. Helps consistency and helps you win in time. We are playing the Unexplored Winds. This card also, beautiful card. Comes up quite a bit. It also helps you win the mirror match, which is, you know, I played against Royal. He plays this deck a lot. And this was absolutely insane. I thought about putting one more in the side because, you know, if you are playing in a heavy Floowandereeze matchup, this is really the only card that like helps you win. I honestly think that this card, whoever sees this first, is really the winner of the game. But yeah. Then we play the one Mystic Mine. We are playing the Terraforming, so, you know, it is a going second card. We are playing the Simorg card, because you can search it. It also helps you chain block. It can come up, you know, once in a while, but not that great. And then a Terraforming, you know, searches for your Mystic Mine, and is your fourth version of the map. Then we have Prod of Prosperity. We want to see as many of the cards as possible. Plus, with Prosperity, the nice thing is, as well as Cherries, is you know what, if you know what your opponent's playing, you could banish 6 cards that mean nothing to you. So even if you you could just go for 3, and like you already know that your opponent doesn't have an Ash Boss, something like that, you can just go for 6 and choose the absolute card you need. So you know, perks of Prosperity with the Cherries package. And then here we have the 3 Duality. You don't special summon, so why not play them? And we also play Dimension Fissure here. This card is I don't want to say the spice, but it's just Shifter continuously. So yes, Shifter does all cards, but you know, the most important cards of the game are pretty much monster cards, unless you're playing in Sky Striker. But even then, you know, this is crazy. Insane versus Tier, Insane versus, you know, Sprite, kinda. It hits your Elf a lot. It also hits Toad and stuff like that, which, you know, RIP the Banlist. It hits Math Mech hugely. Sigma, you know, doesn't have any effect there. As well as, like, you know, some of your Albaz stuff. Turns off Brandon in red. Turns off a lot of your stuff like that. Also makes it so that your Shifter can be live as well, if, you know, you do get rid of all your spells engraved. So, definitely, you know, playable. Maybe not that common, so, you know, that's what we're putting it in. And we are playing the Dreaming Town. You know, you have to play it, search for the trap, lets you normal summon. What else can I say? Now for the extra deck, this is completely optimal. You know, we are playing the Cherries, so you could definitely change it. You could put in some stuff like Link Kribos or some of the Nightmare packages, stuff like that. You could also bump up Zeus to 2. But yeah. We are playing the 2 Assembled Nightingales. I find that if I do go into this, it normally gets stopped, so I'm playing 2 just in case. The 1 Downard and the 1 Zeus. You could definitely bump this up to 2 if you don't feel like playing this stuff, but I like it. We are playing the 1 Omen and the 1 Bear Blossom. I love Trap Brigade cards. So to me, you know, I play these. Also, this has come up once. Kind of crazy. I had a bunch of little birds. I made this and, you know, banished. Kind of crazy, but yeah, and you know, this just helps you link climb. And then for the rest of it's just cherry targets. So we played the Gigantic Sprite and the Elf. We can talk about these in 2 different ways. This here is for Sprite itself. This here is for Tier. This is also your Tier target. You know, if you feel like you can deal with like a Kalos, this is not as needed as for Power Plant Dragospelia. This card comes up insane. Just being able to normal summon and then putting a card like versus your deck that like hurts you so much. So, you know, being able to banish this and not have to worry about it is huge. So that's there as well. This is for Math Mech. You know, it really hurts the deck if you're able to stop their summon of the or search for the trap card. So we try to stop that as early as possible. And then we are playing the Fusion. We have 2 players that are playing Runic. So being able to stop this one, trying to stop that Fountain Search can be kind of huge. Unfortunately, they are able to chain to summon it out. So like that definitely sucks. But you know, while we have it, we might as well play it. We are playing the Baron. You could swap this out for a Cheese Out if you wanted to. There is someone out of locals playing like synchro pile, so that's why that's in there. And then we are playing the Adagnister. This card's really hard to out for your deck, so that's why we're playing it. And then the Appaloosa, because another card that really sucks for your deck. Same with Dragospelia, this card is absolutely insane. And then Elf is like, I don't want to say the best target, but it's not for Sprite. People think it's for Sprite, but it's not at all. So Sprite Elf is probably one of the decks, like it's your new Hulk pretty much, which sounds kind of crazy, but when you think about it, like we saw in one of the videos, I think it's going to be uploaded before this, that Earth Machines go into this. We see, you know, even Tier going into it. We see Sprite going into it, which hurts or follow up insanely well. We see Tri-Brigade going into it. Not to mention that, you know, you could even do these two for your like if you're playing against Tri-Brigade. That's what I play personally, so that's why I really hit it. You know, other stuff like that, you know, other random rogue matchups. Sprite Elf, like, is just an insane card. Adamantipator, just stuff, every deck can pretty much use it. It's just your new Hulk. Doesn't lock you. This card should be banned. You know, please, Konami, ban this card. Maybe not right now, because we don't want Tier being too strong. Maybe ban these two cards. But yeah, Sprite Elf is definitely, you know, one of the most rogue ones. If I have to, like, pick any of them, probably be Sprite Elf if I'm going just blind. I see my opponent like doing level 2 spam or stuff like that. Even Melfi summons this. Like, come on. It's Melfi, man. I saw that at a locals the other day. I was like, that's insane. Melfi's is doing something, but they're only doing it because of Sprite Elf. So yeah, definitely it's like the most rogue option. You definitely don't have to play any of these cards. You could play like a Link Kribo or some other stuff like Geonode Transverser, just stuff in your extra deck, the Phoenix and other stuff to cover this. But I really prefer the Cherries targets myself. Other than that, you know, other cherry targets you could think about were like the Live Twins, but there's not very much. I hope you guys like the deck profile. We could get into the side if you guys liked. It's just pretty basic. Also, like, it really matters about your like locals. You definitely play some of these. This card's busted, and you know, other than that, it really is up to you. This card's your side deck card, you know, maybe a Judgment as well. You can't play a Pointer no more. You could also play Ultimate Slayer, stuff like that, Evenlies. But yeah, Harpy Feather Duster is your side deck. I'll just put that there. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.